All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Otaku Chronicles. One of your hosts, P. King.
You got B-rad,
and D-Money.
and then we also have a returning member.
Reggie-sama.
He's probably going to be a normal on this show now, so get used to it.
From
He's
a 3 to a
Figured
4.
out.
He's also falling behind in the anime /
Slacking.
manga.
Super
He's been slacking. He's not a
Slacking.
true anime fan yet, but
Oh,
we're gonna
oh,
convert
that's
him.
rough.
We're gonna convert him, so it's fine.
level
That's
1.
rough.
Level 1.
Level 1 on anime, but he's like a 95 on
You're
manga.
this is coming from a level 1 himself, okay? I'm level 1.
It's hard. It's hard to juggle it all, but I do. I did get a good 2-3 episodes in. I see it. I see where it's at. I'm definitely hooked. I just that's what I'm pumped to hear from you guys and have that inspiration to dive in
All right.
and fall in love.
It's all good in the hood though. So first anime that we're going to be reviewing is MF Ghost. ladies and
But-
gentlemen.
But before that, we got a couple new things that we're trying. So this episode, we're going to start with an anime, or not even an anime, a Japanese word of the day. And I'm in charge of that. So the word's going to be chotomate. And that means wait a minute. Or like, hold on, wait a minute. Chotomate.
Okay. I like it. I
want to
like
hear
it.
you guys. I want to hear you guys try to say it.
Listen, I already have an accent, so I'm probably gonna mess this up. However, chotomate. I feel like I got it.
That's pretty smooth.
Chotomate.
That's pretty smooth.
Okay.
Chotomate. Mate.
Okay.
Chotomate.
Choto.
Ah.
We're going to try to do that for every episode. We're going to have a different word, try to mix it up. And we got a couple other things. Like, we're going to do a quote of the day, but they want to say that for the end. So we'll say that for the end, which I think should go in the beginning because it's the quote, but it's fine.
I mean,
But-
just wrap it up, you have like a Jerry,
And also- and
Jerry
also
Springer put
nice,
his quote
yeah.
at the end, and it made sense, you got a showmanship.
Little
And
dessert
then-
for after your meal.
Yeah.
We're also going to have fun facts on the anime that we're covering. So
We'll,
P King's in charge of that.
we'll try.
Yeah.
There's only maybe like a couple. I did.
Maybe for this one, but
Well, I make no promises on the other animes that we have in the future, but I will try my best to find some interesting facts on each anime. But long story short, try to do like a little bit of research on the MF Ghost for the interesting facts. There's like a couple, but not too much. But it is what it is.
To start off, would you like to tell us or tell our fans and viewers a little bit about MF Ghost? So, kind of give them like an idea of what it's all about.
All right, so a little backstory with the MF Ghost. Okay, it is supposedly a sequel to Initial D, like it based off of Initial D. And if you don't know what Initial D is, it is a Japanese street racing anime. It's a very old school, like
Tokyo Drift.
90s. That's where Tokyo Drift got their influences from.
Yep.
But it's mostly just the underground Japanese street racing. That's basically what it is. And MF Ghost is supposed to like. All right, that threw me off. MF Ghost is setting into like basically this century with the was it 22, like let's say like late 2000s, basically like almost up to date street racing. So
Like at the time.
However, they put a twist on it. So, normally in normal races like F1 races, street races, you have all these modded and customized cars. They call it the rich man sport. So you don't customize your car. It's basically straight off the lot, straight off the line. That's how you're racing these cars.
Okay.
And it basically boils down to the driver's natural talent or the driver's abilities to handle and maneuver their cars.
and also in MF Ghost, the underground street racing became more more localized now at this point. It became more accepted into the modern era. Especially the a lot of these electric cars that are being made and whatnot. All the cars that are old school with the gasoline and what was the other one? Besides gas, it was what the hell's the other? I can't.
Diesel?
Yeah, thank you, diesel. I can't think of it right now, man. But yeah, basically like gas and diesel have been like slowly slowly but surely started like stop production, try to save the environment, all that kind of stuff. While the cities, at least a few of the cities that are considered dangerous for human living, uh, they don't use that. They just use the roads to make it as a circuit and whatnot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
So
didn't know that.
the electric cars and whatever still being used, while these gas and diesel, I won't say diesel, but mostly gas powered cars are being used now to actually for entertainment purposes.
Right. Okay.
So that's why they have like if you saw in the anime, there's like various drones, various cameras of like different angles and whatnot to see the cars and everything, and and different camera angles and whatnot, and also the drones on top, just seeing the action and everything.
Okay. So kind of like an Akira timeline almost, where it's like still common technology with like that techno
Yeah.
boost. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. Like I think for me I was a lot younger when I got into it, but it's one of the ones that I really need to go back and rewatch the whole way through and really appreciate the story as far as Initial D.
Yeah.
Now, sorry, as a side, like how do you? Because I haven't seen it yet, and I kept telling myself I should just watch the live action movie because I heard it was like condensed and
There-
put in there. But
To an extent, for if you want, it's like a good summary of it anyway. I haven't watched it in a while, but basically, like through the reviews and a lot of people like reviewing it online and whatever, it's a good condensed version of it. So I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, more power to you, man.
okay, but you'd say it's like on par with the story. Like it's a good way to get into it.
Yeah, it's a good way to like at least get yourself into it.
Okay.
I mean, I still would love
But
for
might
you
as
to
well
watch the anime,
No, I will. No, absolutely. But
but yeah.
okay.
But yeah, it's as you guys know, we try to switch up the different categories in anime, so it's not just one type of genre that we keep doing every week. So this week was all about racing and driving. One of Peking's favorites, or maybe not favorites, one of his, what's the word I want to use?
One of the things I watch.
Yeah, one of the things he's watched and what really got him started into his anime journey was
Initial D. Don't get me wrong. Initial D was one of them, but DBZ, Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, all those kinds of anime. Basically, what I grew up in Toonami.
right. So MF
So-
Ghost is what we're reviewing today, and hope you guys, after listening to it, might want to take a look at it as well.
Okay, but fair warning to anybody who has watched Initial D. Please watch this in an open mind, because this anime is not. Even though they say or advertise, even the creator keeps on saying it, that it's supposed to be a sequel to Initial D. In my own personal opinion, I don't think it is. I think it's its own standalone. Maybe a spin-off,
Yeah.
like their own telling of a story
Same
of it.
universe, but
Yeah.
kind of like Fire Force and Soul Eater. It's like I guess, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to connect.
Yeah. But I mean,
Valid. I personally haven't watched Initial D, and my thoughts on MF Ghost is it's a very interesting show. I got a lot to say, so yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
feel left out. I didn't watch Initial D either. I don't even know I didn't know what the fuck that was until you said something.
So here, and I feel guilty. I'm like,
So-
oh man, I'm the only one.
But MF Ghost, it's really not my style. I don't really care for racing. Like I don't even play racing games.
But like, you know how
Burnout
it is.
3?
They can make anything interesting, right? Like
They
I know
can,
you've
they
seen
can.
Haku.
They-
I know
they-
you saw Haku, and I know you thought to yourself like, I want to play volleyball right now, right? Like, I need a
didn't-
team.
I didn't watch IQ.
Tell me you've seen Blue Lock.
Yeah,
That's a different.
I've been
episode.
fighting it.
That's
I've
a
been
different
fighting
episode.
it, and I want to play soccer so bad now. I want to be that guy. I want to be out there.
That's definitely
yeah.
a different episode.
So
We'll
I mean,
cover
but
that.
you know, I watch tennis. They can make anything amazing.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm getting
You
to
know?
is because
And so it's told right.
yeah,
Drifting and that like he gets in the zone. You know, he gets in the drift zone. It's worth the watch. Like for me, I like one of my first like this is anime was like Speed Racer, like as a little.
Oh, wow,
Ooh,
yeah.
I
I'd,
remember Speed Racer.
I'd watch it with my mom, right? We'd mute it and like make up our own subtitles, but like still knowing that like this is a cool Japanese show, and when we're actually listening to it, it's like their mouth doesn't match up at all. Like there's a whole other story, right? But like it's like taking that to a further level. Like this guy is really all about his like I'm gonna win this race. Like, I have to win this race.
No,
So,
I get that. And
I don't know.
watching, I went into watching MF Ghost with an open mind because we take turns picking the anime because
Sure.
it's not fair if one person picks it every time.
right. Gotta get all the
I'm
tastes
like,
in there.
I'm like,
all
okay,
the flavors.
I told Panda King off the start that it wasn't my type of anime, but I told him I'm going with an open mind.
Yeah, and I respect you for that.
And I watched all of the season that they have, and I really did enjoy it. For not being my type of anime.
I wouldn't really say. So I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but I'm not gonna be like it was my favorite either.
No.
You're
It's not
inspired. You're not
Yeah,
gonna.
I'm not, like it doesn't make me want to go in my car and do 170 down the highway. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Says you.
Maybe.
Says you.
Maybe. But I mean, drinking makes me want to do that too.
Hey, not suggested.
Don't drink and
Not
drive.
recommended. but-
Experts only.
Don't drink and drive, everybody.
But still, just like I don't know if I'd recommend it to anybody just because it's not my type. If somebody's into racing, I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I mean,
But
there's
if
people who
they're
don't like
not-
the normal tropes, right? There are people who want like a good story thrown at them. Like,
Yeah.
did you think the story was worth like?
And that's one of the things I actually enjoyed about that show was because even though it was racing, they had a little love interest going on, and I found that
Of course.
I found that entertaining.
It was definitely interesting. I wouldn't, you know, those choice of words might not be the best, but
I don't know. I just still feel kind of comfortable with that.
I don't know. I mean, that love
Listen.
story still sounds a little better than Chizuru and what's the main character's name from Rent a Girlfriend?
Kazuya.
Yeah,
Kazuya.
Kazuya.
listen.
I mean-
First of all, it's kind of the
He's
same thing.
renting her. What don't you understand?
We covered it. But
But so Peking, since you saw Initial D and you also watched MF Ghost, what are your thoughts on the new MF Ghost / the sequel or spin-off for Initial D?
Oh boy. All right. So, like I said before, Initial D, one of the classic animes that I love. Shoutouts to one of my homies, Dan, for watching it with me, and we were discussing it back when we were kids. Hell, we were playing like Need for Speed Underground 2 with that's how hardcore Initial D got me into. Even Burnout 3.
All right,
See,
making the car. And
I couldn't
that's
even
sweet.
do Need for Speed.
I love Need for Speed.
Listen, Need for
The only
Speed?
racing game, the only racing
Most
game
Wanted?
I liked to play was Midnight Club.
I respect
Midnight
it.
Club
Club
was
was
it.
cool.
So that was a good game,
respectable.
but like you couldn't stop there. You had
Now-
to keep going.
Okay,
that was it.
but with that said, because Initial D was like one of my childhoods, so I gave MF Ghost a chance because it is the same creator.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, cool. He might have something going. He might be cooking something.
That's valid. That's valid.
So after 12 episodes, I can safely say it is nowhere near what Initial D intended. Because Initial D in the original, it just felt like it's underground. It was very cool. And keep in mind, this was in the 90s too. Like hip hop was like that was the golden age of hip hop. So you had your hip hop tracks in there as well. And this one, I don't really. I feel like it's. I don't want to sound mean, but it just feels like it's half-assed in some aspects of it.
I felt that.
Especially when it comes to protagonist and this ridiculous plot armor that this fool has, especially when it comes down to a fucking hill. I'm like, okay, sure. Especially when it comes to like when he was driving that Toyota 86, going down this one hill, the rotors and the brake pads were like overheating to the point where I'm like, okay, that has to explode or something, right? Nope, he still went out through it fine. But the entire thing was warped, and they were surprised, like, oh, this should have been like destroyed or some shit like that. But no.
Okay,
but due to his handling, you know.
let me put this out there. Since we have somebody that hasn't watched it or read it, because he failed us.
Hey man,
Man,
never again.
you're out here looking like Yamcha. Jesus.
I've been under the spell, man. Working Tekken, man. It's been bad.
See, look, he prioritizes.
There's the truth. That's the truth.
You over here prioritizing games over podcasts, man.
It's tough,
we'll-
man. I'm gonna get together. I have been reading Slime. I got into it. But I just haven't. I didn't.
That's
I didn't
gonna be the
buckle
next
down.
episode.
I didn't disappear into it because then I'm
But,
reading and then I'm checking up on my other books and it just got bad. It got bad.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
what would you recommend, or what would you say to try to convince him to actually watch it? What is interesting about it besides
what are,
the
like,
initial
the-
D? Besides Initial D, MF Ghost as a standalone. What would you say?
Okay. I'll tell you this. As a standalone of MF Ghost, drop your suspension of disbelief on some aspects of the episodes. And it's actually, I'm not going to lie to you, even though there is some kinks here and there you're probably not going to be a fan of. Hold on. Okay. There's going to be a few. But going in an open mind and like whatever you had, like Initial D, whatever knowledge you had, just
Okay, so
stash it back and then just watch it like fresh mind.
so for me, like what about it draws you to it where you're like, this is a good one. I
Definitely
love this
the well, for my case, the cars.
one. right.
Like,
Okay, all right.
I ain't gonna lie, the cars like custom. Oh, not all of them are custom. It's like mostly like bought expensive cars, like the Porsches, the Ferraris, and I don't know if there's a Bugatti or whatever. I can't remember, but yeah, mostly those kind of cars, expensive cars. There's a few good subplots as well from
Yeah.
the various characters that are like
Like if I may ask, without ruining it too much, like what does the like your protagonist and antagonist, like what's that whole relationship and what does he want out of the whole in his racing?
There's not necessarily an antagonist yet, at least in these first 12 episodes.
That's true.
Okay.
No, hold on.
Well,
Hold on, wait.
He's
wait,
like,
wait.
no negativity yet. I'm like, we're
No,
doing
no, no,
angel and devil
Let me-
here.
Let me answer this. I got this. When it comes to the protagonist, his main objective was to find his father in that race.
Okay.
So he dropped his mother's
Whoa.
maiden name,
Racer Z.
and then he uses the father's last name so that way he can see if the father will pop up anywhere. Because he disappeared from his mother. I don't know when, but many
Yeah.
years ago supposedly.
many years, and now his mother's dead. So he basically wants his name to get like big and famous because his father is also Japanese.
To call out to him.
So basically saying like, "Hey, Dad, I'm here."
Okay.
kinda thing.
A little food wars.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, kind of like a Food Wars. Yeah. All right.
So okay, you give me your hangups.
Listen,
what
I got
happened?
a lot of
You went in blind. You watched it. You were just
Right.
like
yeah. So Peking, he went in there. He had a good time. He went in with no expectations. It was great.
right.
I
He had a
also
good
went
time.
in with no.
No, I think you got that mixed up a little bit.
I also went in there with no expectations. However, there was a few key points that I can't just skip past. We can't.
Right.
It's like, what did you say? Like,
Right.
you can't just bypass that. Kind of thing.
Yeah. That was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad writing right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a few times.
I'm not gonna go in order, so please bear with me. I'm
Sure.
not going in
Don't try
order.
to-
This is like in
anything
order of
either.
offense. To you.
And there may be spoilers included, so I apologize in advance, right?
Yeah, but we gotta try not to get spoilers, man. Cause
No, when I say
I
the
know.
hang-ups, it kind of like
It's not-
There's like a light.
he's thinking
spoiler,
what
right?
yeah, it's like a
There's
light kind of spoiler.
like-
if he's thinking what I'm thinking, it doesn't really involve too much of the plot. It's just part of it.
yeah,
But
I'm
it's
just
not-
I'm just trying to make sure we don't get
It's
spoilers.
like saying Itachi was the hero.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
what? But like, I'm not telling you how or why. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's like that. Yeah.
Number 1, in my opinion,
Oh boy.
he's a pervert.
Oh, well, I mean,
Just so you guys know, it's not the main character. It's not the main character.
Okay.
But there's a specific driver. I'm not gonna call out any names,
oh
so
no.
because I don't want all my viewers out there to specifically go out there looking for it. I'm gonna let you find
Too
it out
late.
on your own. But this is a grown man, and he only dates 17-year-olds.
Hey man.
And when they turn 18, he dumps them to look for more 17-year-olds.
He is a illegal version of Leonardo DiCaprio.
I would say Leo does
At
it, and
least
it's-
he's honest about it.
True, but
And at least they're 17. Okay. Do you know what
yeah,
the?
you know, in Japan it
the
consent's 16 now.
Yeah,
so
the consent is 16.
Oh, that's
It-
good.
it
'cause
used
it
to-
was like
13,
14 or 13.
It was
Yeah,
13.
those-
They raised it to
They're
16.
babies. That was scary. Japan,
it's
chill out.
still, it's,
Guys, get it together.
I don't know. It's still kind of uncomfortable. I say 21 for me.
Yeah.
21 and up.
You gotta be an adult. You gotta have some debt.
I feel like
debt.
between 16 and 18
I mean, I'm still young.
is
so-
understandable because I'm thinking
So
of
I'm
my
young.
thoughts back then. You know, you're curious at that age. You know,
But how old was the guy? I don't think they ever said that.
they didn't say.
Monte?
So
However,
if he
Monte,
was,
Soto Monte.
so if he was 20, only dating 17-year-olds, that's fine. This
listen,
nigga's not 40 years old dating 17-year-olds.
listen, he had to be like
Yeah.
late 20s, possibly nearing early 30s. But this is all speculation. They did not confirm his age.
I think it's like to like save face, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
You don't want to like
Yeah.
based on that age and whatever because
And-
there's going to be a lot of controversy and whatnot.
And a good solid 80% of all anime, they're like 14, 16, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's got a full beard. He's like, he's 16 years old. You know? He's just about to go to high school.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
sure.
Tsukasa from fucking Dr. Stone. That man's over here, strongest primate.
Knocking out grown men,
Right.
you know.
Take him out to the
Learn
lion.
smoke every day for lunch. You know?
But that's number one.
Okay.
Number two, the author of the show basically said that she's a main character instead of a supporting character and is portrayed as the love interest for the main character.
Oh.
She is completely delusional.
Hmm.
This girl, in her mind, they're married and he's like, I don't even know you exist, kind of thing.
Oh.
But in the first half, she paid no mind. Pretty much.
It's like that in the racing circuit, you know?
Listen, a girl walked up to him after he got, I think he placed. A girl walked up to him and was like, "Can I give you a hug?" And he was like, "Nah, I don't want you to hug me."
Yeah.
Hugged
yeah.
him anyways, and the non-existent girlfriend that he has slapped him because another girl hugged him.
Oh.
Yeah,
She
kind
was-
of
because she was-
delusional.
Oh,
yeah,
She was caught on her
She's-
feels.
she's living in,
that's what
like-
happens.
not even cloud 9. She's past cloud 9. You know?
She's like in cloud 20.
Yeah,
That's kind of fun to watch, too, though, you know? Like,
yeah.
what-
I mean, it's spicy,
like an
but like
unnecessary turmoil in his life. You're
Yeah.
like, well, where's this going to go?
that's
Like,
because that's
how
exactly
far-
what he said. He was like, "I didn't even know her. Why'd she slap me?" Kind of, you know?
That you might have sold it to me now. Now I might really want to see what's going on. He's supposed to win his race, you know? He's dealing with his problems. I think I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, everybody's like, as we said in the beginning, everybody's driving like these supercars, these fancy, like there's Porsche, there's Lamborghinis, there's Ferrari, there's all these like amazing cars,
got
and
shit.
he's driving a Nissan. You know?
Of
Toyota.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
know the
like-
underdog. You know,
The underdog gets it.
Oh, it's Toyota.
Toyota.
It was Toyota.
Toyota 86.
Who's? There was a Nissan. I'm thinking of Suba,
think so.
Itaba.
I can't remember.
Can't remember his name.
Can't remember
Getting
the
back
one.
on track.
They did a heavy plug there. That's
Yeah.
smart on their part. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Good
But
So-
the main character is using
Oda.
the Oda.
Monte.
The main character is using the Toyota,
Yep.
and the person who
Mentors him.
mentors / mechanic, he was the original driver of that Toyota from
Yeah.
the original Initial D.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there is a few characters from the previous anime, but the way that they're treating them,
Is it
Eh.
like the Cars sequel? Like
Huh?
the car being drove by another driver?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wait, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate
mean,
that.
yeah, it's a new generation.
So here's
that's
another
driving
guy,
at,
like, giving
for
it-
at least for that main
You talking
character.
about the
Pulling
the
some
guy in
different
the
different
ear?
things out of
Yeah.
that. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'd have to absolutely watch Initial D first then. I have to and see how great he was with it. And then like that's like someone else using I don't know, Inuyasha's sword. Like how much can
Or
someone
Vin
pull out?
Diesel, like being replaced by his son.
A different family.
Yeah.
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 So yeah,
But-
basically this, I'm not gonna lie to you, the way that this is portrayed, it feels very like early years of Fast and Furious. I'm just hoping to God that it doesn't follow the sequels.
Valid. But yeah,
But
like
it's actually street racing.
overall, like another annoyance, grievance, if you might say. He basically, I'm not gonna spoil it. The first race was disappointing, right? I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna let you speculate, or if you plan on watching it, I'm gonna let you watch it to find out for yourselves.
Okay.
And then the second race was about to basically come into play, and then per usual, as soon as it's the main character's turn, the anime ends.
Yeah, it's called a cliffhanger.
So
Cliffhanger.
the only
You can't really,
wait,
like-
wait, no, but wait,
Go
wait.
ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why that part
give it to
upset
me,
me.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's 15 drivers, right? They showed 14 drivers, and then he's number 15, of course, and that's when the anime chose to end.
Yes.
You could have just halted all the other 15 as well instead of just him. You know,
You gotta paint the picture yourself because you know his training. You gotta tell yourself how it ended, and then you're gonna be pumped. For
See how
season
mad
2.
you are right now? That's genius because they want you to watch the second season.
what if I just don't watch it because of how mad I am now? You know,
Well, that's on you.
they lost the viewer. You
Oh,
know,
well.
You'd at least watch a mini clip or something. You'd want to know.
Probably.
They'd,
find it on
they'd
TikTok.
have you a little then, just a pinch,
Just a
pinch.
little bit.
Just
But
a tip.
yeah. Otherwise, overall, the storyline itself was really good. I like how it wasn't like, yes, he was there looking for his father, and it gave us a little backstory about his mother, but it wasn't like
A full.
annoyingly long, where it's like kind of dragging away from the main storyline, which was basically him racing
Yeah.
Mhm.
and being a badass driver, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So without spoiling it too much, are you able to let me know? Like, does he at least race with his father? You don't have to tell me outcome. You don't have to
We
say.
don't
you
know.
know 'cause
We-
he,
we
he's
honestly don't
looking
know.
for his father.
Yeah.
He's
He's
still
at least
looking
got to
for his
give you
father.
a
We
little bit
don't
of
know.
satisfaction.
Without spoilers, they give hints,
Okay.
a lot of hints, and from
It's coming. He's
my
getting
outlook
there.
on it
Yeah.
is
Okay.
because you have to have the perfect
Very
formula.
food war. Like,
You have to have the perfect formula to drive and get first. You have to do other things without spoiling it, and then the way it's all said and put out, I think his dad made the formula. I don't know because I've only watched the first season. They only have one season,
Yeah.
and I haven't read the manga. So I think that his dad made the formula, and I think his dad made the MF Ghost Racing in Japan. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
I'm gonna touch back on this later. I'm gonna read this. This
You better.
project. I will stop everything else and read only this. I'm kind of excited. Pretty excited.
That's fair.
Okay. So what? Okay, can you tell
Wait,
me this
is it-
without
is it-
spoiling?
is
Like
it-
what? How does he use it different? Like his.
The
his
Toyota.
yeah. Okay, right. Like so, what did he do that was different?
He
Drive
flipped it
wise?
like 8 times. He died.
Keem, I swear to
Consecutively.
God, you're gonna get uppercutted. Swear to God, bro.
You gotta
Push
make
it
these
to the
people wanna
limit.
watch it, man. Maybe he did wreck. You don't know.
You know, his car got big air. He flipped 6 times, landed back on his wheels, past the first place guy.
GTA.
Yeah, you know, like unrealistic.
He's up on the
Freaking
roofs.
GTA
You know-
role playing over
You know
here.
how Fast and Furious, family conquers everything. His dad conquers everything. You
Oh
know,
my God, he's Vin Diesel.
Him, his dad, family.
I hate you.
Maybe-
for-
It's Vin Diesel's son. It's Vin Diesel's son. He's out there driving.
he's looking for Vin Diesel.
Daddy.
Maybe it's Paul Walker.
Oh,
I
man.
mean,
Brian.
we
you
don't
mean?
know.
Brian. His Brian.
His dad's name's Brian.
Huh?
No,
know what.
Paul,
I'm sorry.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker's
Okay.
character is
Okay.
Brian.
It
Brian
is.
Connor or something
It
like that.
is.
I don't remember. But the way he's driving the Toyota 86, he drives it similar to how his father did it.
Okay.
And they realized it, especially the guy who's the commissioner, I guess you could say, or this big honcho, basically like
He's like the board chairman kind of guy.
the board
Okay.
chairman.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the face of the
Yeah,
company kind
But
of thing.
he's
Right.
the one
right.
who
He's
saw,
throwing on the races and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
a big guy. Okay.
But he's the one who saw the way he drifted and raced, similar to how the father, the OG character, drove.
Okay. Okay.
So
You're gonna bring in the same kind of fans as your father and
yeah,
okay,
or at least like, oh my God, is it true, or is it like, is it possible that this guy is actually the son or something like that?
right.
It's like, what are you doing here? That kind of thing. But yeah, the way he drove though is like very professional, and I like the fact that even though he was like driving professionally, like a lot of people were like saying that he's still a rookie or whatever.
They all said that
Okay,
until they seen
okay.
him start drifting.
Yeah,
Once he started drifting, they're like, this guy knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, he was driving like the car only had 2 wheels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Some like deep Arabic
Yeah.
desert.
Like if it
Nice.
was
Like
any,
he was cutting them corners real close,
Real,
perfect, like
really,
perfect.
really, really close. Yeah.
He knew the formula. He
That's
knew
cool.
it.
That's cool.
B-rads. Do you think he'll find his dad?
Of course.
What if his dad's just already dead, but he doesn't know that?
Nah, like I said, I think his dad's the doctor that did the surgery.
What was the surgery?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's just a
it's
little.
mystery
Like,
surgery.
it just shows.
The
Like,
surgery.
it just shows him wearing the surgical stuff and washing his hands. So
Okay.
I mean, it's not really a spoiler.
Surgeon
It's
by
just a
day, driver by night.
Maybe.
I'm Batman.
Maybe he's just a surgeon that gave up.
What?
the
He disappeared from
driving.
driving. He had like some serious surgeries to do. Like.
Maybe he's fixing up the drivers that crashed
Okay.
on that downhill because they had to go through certain areas. Because I mean,
What a hell of a story arc, by the way. For that.
That'd be
They-
deep.
they-
Yeah. We're gonna
Yeah,
rewrite
after
the
he
next
done
season.
his 4 to 6 year of illegal drag racing in Japan, the Knights of Japan,
You know,
He's a-
which is basically the plot, by the way, in the OG. He goes to college and medical school to become a doctor.
There it
You'll
is.
love to see it.
That's another spinoff.
but
just him in medical school. You know, like out stitching
Initial
people.
D is initial doctor at that point.
plot twist.
20 cc's. What? 20? Nani?
He give all racers free surgeries, you know,
Yeah,
saving
right.
lives.
I knew how hard he
But-
took this turn. I know what to do. Like I know the trauma here.
know?
Yeah,
that could be
no.
amazing. Actually, we could be onto something
As soon
here.
as he cuts his skin, he's like, "Oh, he was driving 150 miles. That sharp corner just
Do you
took
know
him." You
how
know?
hard like 30% of our population watches Grey's Anatomy? We could make a whole surgeon. There's no surgeons
Yeah.
in anime. We
That's
can do
true.
this. We can do this.
Grey's Anatomy is big though.
Grey's Anatomy is
It's
huge.
huge.
It's like a cult.
I watched like.
Then the
4 or
guy's like,
5
"Oh wait, that's
seasons.
just like Nanami, the surgeon. I get that. I get that."
But they
His
they
needle must
they have
cure.
the racetrack that they can look at,
Okay.
but they can't go on it. Like they not until they do their testing for
Yeah.
placement. Because they have to drive for placements.
Right.
And he has all the tracks memorized, which gives him an advantage. So
He has a photogenic memory.
yeah, there's this area in all the spots. Like there's always a risky area that's like
Right.
cloudy, and sometimes it's worse than others. And everybody, even the pro drivers that are in first place, slow down.
Struggled, yeah.
They have to slow down because they don't want to die.
But like in his mind.
And him, he's just full throttle,
Blasting
like
it.
fuck
gets
you.
it, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like
So what he basically did is like he saw the video of the circuits, whatever the tracks
So
are.
on the website,
And
there's
he-
like a demo,
Yeah, there's a,
and that's what
there's
he
a-
saw.
And that's what he saw. So he's imagining himself literally, especially in the one scene. It's not really a spoiler, but especially in the one scene when he's on his bed and he's like literally imagining the road, literally doing this every single night.
Just so the people that are listening, you know, he's over here
Shifting gears, playing
shifting
with a
gears
joystick.
and whatnot.
yanking his
Doing
crank.
sound.
Yeah, you know, playing with certain things.
Oh yeah, totally.
Hey, I mean, it's a shaft.
Yeah. It's very long. Pause.
Long pause.
Awkward silence.
Goodness. But yeah, the photogenic memory, it was like the way they explain it, I won't say the way they explain it, it's more the way they explained it is like the mother originally had it, and then that's how one of the mom's friends like recognized that, oh yeah, you are definitely your mother's child. And that's, I'm like, oh okay. So that's how you're gonna tie this together with the previous characters. I was like, okay, whatever works, I guess. I guess it's only one of my little tidbits of it.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go into the quote of the day, cause why not? And we got D Money in charge of that, and then we also have something else that Reggie Sama's gonna be in charge of that we'll get to in about maybe 10 minutes. Come on.
All right.
No, because you wanted 10 minutes to explain.
No.
Because we're gonna.
So,
I mean, you already,
right. So, all right, guys. So we're trying this new thing. We're trying out this new segment for, as you heard earlier, Japanese word of the day to start off the podcast. And then towards the end of the podcast, we're trying to do Japanese quote of the day, referencing quotes specifically from whatever anime we are talking about that episode.
And we don't have a quote because it's harder to find a quote for this one.
Yeah.
So that's why
MF
we're
Ghost is a
giving-
little more special than,
Yeah, so we're giving Peking the command for fun facts.
Yeah.
And for MF Ghost, there wasn't really too many.
We couldn't do a quote for MF Ghost. You couldn't find one.
Yeah, we couldn't do a quote. Most of the quote is like MF Ghost. That's basically
The little half.
But if you
scenes
understood how deep
MF
that
Ghost.
phrase was, you know.
Ghost. There's your quote of the day.
They said it in different tones,
Yeah, it was
MF Ghost.
MS Coastal. Oh man, I get that. I do have to turn
Hey,
into
just
like.
in case you didn't get the show's name, it's MF Ghost.
As soon as you hear that phrase, you're like, oh shit, I want to drive now,
That's it. That's it. Rev the engine.
I won't even lie. That shit got annoying as fuck real fast.
Yeah. They said it like, what,
That's like
four
that's like-
times an episode?
No, they did it twice.
Twice.
It was the middle of the episode.
Oh,
they
no.
did that with fucking Demon Slayer.
That's for the commercial break.
The little fucking scene of the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, nobody cares about that. We just want to see some shit.
Yeah, that's
So what was a fun fact?
there. So I try to do a research on this on MF Ghost when it comes to the fun facts or whatever, but there's not too many of them. Like literally, most of
That's
them are
valid.
just online Reddits of how there are people like bitching about it. Like it's not better than Initial D, and I'm like,
Well, it's not Initial E.
it's not Initial D, y'all. It's,
I mean,
it's its own spinoff.
I think it's a cool fun fact to know that it's there and a different story by the same writer.
Yeah,
I appreciate that kind of thing. I like to read. I like Chainsaw Man, and then I wanted to read his other stories, and so
That's
like
right. I mean,
that hits me.
I have an interesting fact about MF Ghost. So, as well, maybe for the viewers that aren't aware, these drivers that do these races, they get millions and millions of dollars. They get recognition, fame, free car parts, whatever the case may be. The main character ends up placing, I'm not going to tell you guys what position because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but he ends up placing a specific position and getting millions and millions of dollars. What I thought was really interesting was after he got these millions of dollars, he picks up a part-time job at a cafe.
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
that was quite interesting
what
because
a humble man.
No.
you're a millionaire,
he's a humble man. He understands like his mother raised him to be humble. He doesn't want the riches and all that kind of stuff, abusing his power, quote unquote, of like how he already has the money and whatnot. He wants that, like, yes, I am a millionaire, but still doing the part-time job thing to have like a consistent, income.
I felt that, but
But
If
in
you see-
reality, who's gonna fucking
Yeah,
get a job after
facts.
getting $1 million?
and if you see his skills, he could literally just drive for the rest of his life.
I don't wanna
Like
hear
he's
that,
a
Reggie.
he's a driver.
this man,
A slight
there's
job.
no way. There's no.
A small job.
I'm not.
No, you're,
listen,
you're already.
even if I get a job, it's doing something that I actually enjoy doing.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
working
like
at a
podcast.
cafe.
We're
just to
just
keep
on a
myself
podcast.
busy.
Yeah, you
I
know?
mean, if I had $1 million, I might go work at Starbucks because I would enjoy that vibe. Like I just want to hang out and it not matter. It's okay that I work here.
Facts.
Maybe.
Nah, take
Maybe.
that $1 million and open up your own store.
Well, you can, of course, but you gotta get some practice first. He's there investigating. How should I do this?
But yeah, and it wasn't even. It was like probably like what, maybe like a month after he got his millions of dollars. I would have at least gone on vacation, like not even an expensive vacation, just like I've always wanted to go to, like, let's say
And
Hawaii,
again,
for
that's the
example.
difference
Take a
between
trip.
A reward.
us and him.
After all his years of hard work, I feel like he deserves it.
He's
I
ready.
understand that.
He's ready
but
for the
again,
the
way
next
he
race.
was raised.
Not even that. He's in Japan for a reason. He wants to find his dad. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I get not taking a vacation when you're going somewhere overseas to find your dad.
He's
I
like,
mean,
I get
I
that.
heard my dad likes coffee. I'm about to work at a coffee shop.
What's a dad?
I will
know?
find him.
My dad went out for milk. I haven't seen him since.
Damn, man. Hey, that's,
But have you started a milk
I'm
dispensary? You know,
fucking
like, are you where milk is done?
The way my driving skills are set up, I don't know if I could do that yet. I might need a couple more years.
Eventually,
Yeah, eventually, one day.
Yeah.
your desire for your dad will be that
You'll
strong. You know?
see him on the news. Hey, his car smacked into a building. It's on fire.
But he found
What?
his dad.
His dad came to his funeral.
Goodness gracious.
That's the greatest pride ever. Like that's the end game here.
Plot twist. They weren't expecting that.
Now the dad's gonna drive to avenge his son.
Yeah.
Nice.
Goodness gracious.
So we're ready to write the new story, just so you guys know.
Yeah, don't
we're here.
just so just so everybody's aware, we're copywriting our ideas, so if you feel like stealing them, you can't. Or you can, and we could just sue you and become
We'll
rich that
sue
way.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Especially
Please.
the anime surgeon thing. We're gonna call it initial doctors.
Initial doctor. Got 13 seconds to cut this cut before they run out of blood. Like, yeah, it could be like, oh.
Nandayo.
You gotta make an anime like, man, you gotta have all them extra scenes for no reason.
Facts.
Of course,
It's
of course.
They're gonna pull the intestine out like, oh no, that's not the right one. Put
Oh,
it back
no,
in, stitch it
yeah.
back.
No, it's not even that. It's like as soon as he's like doing like, I knew I was gonna be a surgeon one day.
Yeah.
Anime, like,
My father was a
like,
surgeon. His
flashback.
father was a surgeon.
ever since I was a kid. Like hitting him in the backyard, playing with his
It's
dog.
3 episodes long.
Sewing his ripped up dog. Cause
His neighbor's like, hey, come play. Toji, come play baseball. no, I gotta sell these dolls. Yeah.
Like, nah, just call me over whenever somebody gets hit in the face with a baseball.
I've got no time for that.
Facts.
And
Facts.
today he
What's
forgot the
wrong?
sponge inside him.
was ripped. I got this.
He sewed up his love interest teddy bear. Yes, yes. Belcha.
They have like a doctor face off,
Oh no, that's the
Doctors
name
are
of his
competing
supreme
to be the
sewing
best
art.
surgeon.
It's like the name of his childhood love teddy bear. Yes, yes. And the stand appears behind him of the teddy bear,
She still has that ripped up teddy bear in her room.
observing his surgeries from the top cubicle. Of course. Guys, we're in there. This is ours.
Yeah.
Back away. Back away.
Gonna be rich and famous a couple years just for this.
Holy shit.
Med school. Everyone in med school is watching our anime. It's happening. It's happening. Initial doctor.
You got have
Initial
them on
S
YouTube
for
doing the
surgeon.
reviews like, oh, this is right and this is wrong.
Hey, that's okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And
We'll
they're
add that
like-
into season 2.
You'll surprise them like, oh, most of this stuff's right.
We watched Grey's Anatomy before this.
We
We
got
all our ideas
inspired.
from there. We just twisted it so they can't copyright us.
Even
And
the
then I'll
clock.
be the subbed voice actor for most of the characters.
Yes. 100%. That's the take it or bring it deal, He's doing the dub. It's in there.
All right, so
100%.
for reviews, what would you give a rating?
Boy. As its own standalone anime, though, a 3.5. And that's being generous.
Is that out of 5 or out of 10?
Out of 5.
It's always gonna be out of 5.
Okay.
As its own, as a sequel to Initial D, that's good. That's definitely really low for me, like a 1.5 to maybe a 2, maybe, for me at least.
So what is it? 1.5 or 3.5?
No, he said it.
Just the standalone.
And a standalone for me, for my own review, a 2.
A 2.
Straight up.
All right,
If you're an Initial D fan, you're definitely not gonna like this one. I'm not gonna lie to you, straight up. If you are a fan of at least racing cars and seeing maybe a decent story, especially with this aspect of racing and whatnot, hell, even if you're a fan of Fast and Furious, who the hell knows? I don't know you guys. Go ahead and try this out.
You appreciate family.
All right. D-Money, what about you?
I'm also gonna give it a 2. 1, because the art style wasn't my favorite. There's a lot of interesting characters in the show as well, and it's just, it's an acquired taste, some might say. However,
Man, you guys are killing me.
However, as stated in previous episodes, this is not also my genre of anime. I'm more of a action kind of guy. So
Yeah.
there may be other racers out there that enjoy it, and
You want some Mad Max? You want him jumping out the car and
yeah,
fighting a little,
they're enjoying
It's a
it.
lovely day.
little hand to hand at the gas station.
Yeah, stop for gas and be like, you caught me on that corner,
Did you cut my tires?
So you giving it a 2?
Yeah.
So you got a 2 and a 2.
What about you, B-Rad?
Man,
Yeah, you watched
from
it.
from,
You felt
from a
it.
5, I would give it a 3.
Okay.
It's not. I'll take 1 point off just because it's not my style,
That's fair.
and then I'll take another point off just because. I mean, the story was entertaining, but it just wasn't all there to me. They could have had a little more
So you feel like they're missing something.
Yeah, they could have had more background and like bring. Well, I mean, they could in the next season, like I said, from an anime stance, from watching it, not reading. So I mean, they might have more background on his dad eventually, but they're lacking that. And they said he went to school for it. That's fine, but he had to learn before that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just missing some of that background as of right now. So I'll give it a 3. Like a solid 3.
Okay.
So overall, it'd be a 2.5 because you guys gave it a 2.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
But
okay,
going
hold
in,
on.
you
For
appreciate
your
it.
for your
Okay.
case, okay, since you never watched it, listening to all three of us and our perspective of what this anime can and cannot be,
Yes.
would you or would you not actually watch it?
I would absolutely watch it. Honestly, so for me, right, I get that a good story can be pulled out of anything as long as it's told well. I would actually watch it first. I would watch it and then see how like what the thing he always does to win his races, right, or to win his situations, and how he handles the car. I would watch all that first, enjoy like the simplicity of it, and then go to Initial D, which is like someone who's like a more powered up version of him.
That's valid.
And then go, okay, wow, even the guy before him was killing it. Like, what a fool. But like, I think I'd still get it like as a nice little like part of the story, part of the continuation. I like that because when a good story happens and it ends, it's like, all right, that was a good ending, but I wish I knew more. I wish there was more to the story than that. So
Right.
I think even hearing your disappointments, I would want to see those disappointments. I'd want to see how I feel about it
firsthand. I
because
got you.
I think I've learned recently to appreciate a story a little more than the things I like more. You know, I like a good action scene. I like a good breakdown, like a good fight sequence. But I'm getting into darkness, like really terrible things in stories, and then like breakthroughs in those moments, right? Or if it does or if it doesn't, maybe he loses his races, and I'm like, oh, this is depressing. But like sometimes I lose my races, so it's cool, So
Right.
who knows? But I am interested in watching it, and I do want to.
Okay, well, what
do.
part makes you the most interested in watching it?
For
The
me,
pervert.
Yeah.
definitely 100%. I feel like it's his dad. I feel like his dad's off doing weird stuff, and that's why his dad's gone. It's not even a good reason. He's just like, oh, I'm training girls to drive. Nosebleed. But
Okay, Master Roshi.
yeah, exactly, right. And I appreciate a good master. I do want to see that, right? I do want to see the comparison of how good was his dad. If he is chasing after his dad, then like show me some cool dad races, and I want to see what would get me into being like, I got to see this next race and see how this turns out. So for me, that's what's getting me. I'm interested in it for that, to see that there's something that catches you and makes you want to see the next one. So
Yeah.
All right, so we also have another thing that Reggie's going to be in charge of, and it's going to be the Manga Minute.
a manga minute.
It was posed by Panda King, but
Okay,
he's not a reader,
okay.
so we're giving.
That's all right. That's all right.
It doesn't have to be about. It doesn't
The
have to
pictures
be,
help though,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be about the anime we're talking about.
Sure,
Just something
sure.
that isn't animated yet.
Yeah, no,
Just
for
give us
sure,
something
for sure.
that-
So I mean, I definitely read a lot, and I think right now too this year a lot of really good ones are coming out or getting their like contracts and getting animated. So, I mean, if I'm talking for ones to look out for,
I know one that's gonna be animated.
what's
They already
that?
confirmed it. It's Kaiju number 8, and
I
I
was-
was ready for that.
I swear to God, that was the first one I was going to bring up. Kaiju number 8 is super dope. It's very well done story. I like how different it is. Where you have this
it's,
like
it's definitely different.
underdog character that comes up, but it's like they're really smart in how they develop it, because it's like, without ruining, this is all first episode. You got a guy who it's a world with giant kaijus, giant
chapter.
monsters everywhere. Right. Giant monsters, and his job is to clean up after the extermination crew kills them. So after the army that kills kaiju kills them, he's over here sawing them at the perfect joints in their bones, and like he knows how to get rid of them and how to like dispose of their bodies. And like what techniques to use against their elements and things like that. And so then he becomes a soldier,
You
because
got to put out how big those kaijus are.
they're huge. I mean, they're as big as a sky.
So basically,
scraper.
Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're fighting Godzilla.
Yeah,
of
Godzilla
like,
with Pacific Rim.
mm-hmm, exactly, right. But he's like the Pacific Rim aftermath crew.
Yeah.
And because he understands, like, you got to get him in the jawbone. He uses those skills in combat. But of course, he gets a huge buff. He a top grade demon gets inside of him, and he can transform into half demon man.
Well, I mean,
Geta man. He can do that. He can be that guy.
Because with kaiju,
but
you have like some of these people already have like the knack for it. You have to take certain certain parts of the monsters to use them.
The high-ranking soldiers, right? Everybody, like the army uses like monster cells in their uniform, and then when you're a high-ranking officer, you have like a top-tier monster's body was made into a suit just for you, right? So it's kind of like I mean, there's a lot to compare it to, but Pacific Rim is really good. And
That's
so
like the first thing that came to my mind.
Given how and then certain high-ranking officers have certain abilities because they can use the kaiju's powers, and you're just constantly learning that kaiju number 8, this main character has like more than what he realizes he has. But then there's also another, like the antagonist is another kaiju that's really big and a problem. But that for sure is one that's coming out soon. It's gonna be amazing. I mean, I know a lot of people are pumped about Chainsaw Man. It's blown up pretty big.
Well, it's already animated.
It's animated, but like they stopped at a weird spot. Like if you actually read it, you'd be like, why wouldn't they have gone into
and I heard a lot
the
of people
Bomb
were
Devil,
complaining about the animation for
they,
it too.
they
They left
so
a lot of stuff out.
That's coming, but then they're dropping a movie first. A movie's coming, and then more, and it's going to be canon. And the movie, right, is where the story really picks up. He gets this love interest. Without ruining things, it's a Bomb Devil. Like you're going to see it. It's going to be the cosplay master. All you girls are going to be out there being her. But
okay, so for Kaiju 8, would you recommend people reading it?
1,000%. But here's a problem. Right. The Kaiju number 8 books are just packed full of everything you want, but they're quick. They're short and sweet. It's like 12 pages a book.
Well, I mean, if you're
and there are a lot in the pages.
Those are the chapters or volumes on the online. If you actually get the chapter,
each book has 3 chapters, right? And so 3 chapters a book. 20
I got some downstairs.
24 chapters a season, or like a volume, right? And so they have 2 volumes out right now. 3 if you're really counting it, but one's pretty long. And so they have like 80. No, they're in hundreds. They're like at 130 right now. It's good where it is, but you'll read through it so fast. Like when you're caught up, you'll read through it super fast, and you're upset. Like I have a lot of friends who we all started together, and they're upset with like the pacing of it. It's like it's good, but it's short. And you read it so fast, it's amazing. It locks you in, a lot of cliffhangers, but like, it'll be a good anime. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. It's a good anime to watch.
Chances are, especially with Kaiju number 8, they're gonna be very creative with the animations.
Yeah.
I'm actually low-key stoked.
Mappa, they always do a good job.
Mappa's been hitting recently.
I
know they're getting like a lot of bad.
It's not their fault.
Picture I sent you guys.
Yeah.
That the Chainsaw Man and JJK creators left Mappa.
They did. They want to start their own studios, but
which I think is dumb.
Okay,
it's smart. Don't get me wrong, it's smart of them, but it's dumb to take those shows from what they already were on.
Got a lot of bad light for that, but that's not their fault because they came in last minute like, okay, we're famous now. Now we have the money. Now we have the staffing. Do it. Make it happen. And so people did get put under a tight situation, but like it was the people they brought in. It was their studio. It was their section. They already didn't treat their people well. If they're breaking off to do their own thing, they're gonna. I don't know. I don't want to upset anybody, but. That wasn't Mappa's fault. That's all I'll say. Mappa has done some solid things.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it's stupid that they left
and
took
a little
those
silly.
2 shows that were already fire.
But those people are overworked. They got a lot of different things, different projects they're stretched over. I think right now, being an animator is it, man.
Yeah,
like Dragon Ball Super.
Money.
Dragon Ball Super came out, and when they first illustrated it, like Goku Super Saiyan 3 fighting Beerus was terrible, sloppy. It was
so bad.
My 8-year-old could have drawn it better. You know, it was awful. It was awful. But then of course they cleaned it up and they touched it up and they fixed it. But it's like I think they have a lot going on.
The damage has been done though.
Yeah,
but
so many people have used poor studios. You got One Punch Man, season 1 amazing, season 2.
I don't know. I like season 2.
The story is great, but the animation versus his
it.
fight versus fake Piccolo first episode, that was amazing. That was beautiful. And like, how dare you try to say you'd beat Piccolo that fast? But you probably would. Poor Piccolo.
Well, he got his buff to an extent.
He's got it now.
That's all the time we have for this episode, though. So we do have a couple more things that we're trying to implement. We're trying to get little shorts, videos for YouTubes and TikToks going. We don't know when they're going to come out, but we're working on it. And we have other Battle Dominance. I don't know if you guys like the Battle Dominance, but we have other different takes on it for the next one coming up. So just look forward to that. You have any output thoughts, D Money?
No, just, please leave your feedback, leave your stars, ratings, preferably 5 stars, that helps us out a lot. I mean, obviously,
just reviews, man.
feel free to rate us exactly how you feel, but, 5 stars preferable.
Yeah, leave content.
But yeah,
Hey.
just let us know what we need to improve on and stuff like that, so that way we can continue coming every week better and better with better content. And
On top of that,
yeah,
I don't know how many people watch it on Spotify, but I put little poll options for you guys to interact with. It's there. I mean, you don't have to do it, but it's there
You
just
should.
to interact with us
You should do it.
because we want to know what you guys think. So just let us know. What about you, P. King? You got any output thoughts?
No, I'm good. Just make sure you like and comment, subscribe to all the Apple Podcasts and also Spotify and whatnot.
I actually got it on everywhere you can get podcasts now. You guys can find it everywhere that podcasts. But sad news is, what is it? iHeartRadio's getting rid of podcasts, and there was another one that was getting rid of podcasts.
I think it was Google.
Yes.
Who still listens to iHeartRadio? Sorry,
I know, but it's just
iHeartRadio.
out there for people that want to watch it.
Kick us off then. Yeah.
What about you, Eji Sama?
No, I mean, definitely. I'm me personally, guys. I don't know about you. I'm pumped to watch it. I'm gonna check it out. But then, I mean, Kaiju number 8, it's coming soon. Watch it.
And here's a poll for a question for you guys: Need for Speed or Midnight Club? Leave a comment down below.
Which
I'll
is
put
better?
it in the polls on the.
What was your favorite car?
Nissan
Favorite
240XS, Need for
track.
Speed.
Right.
Fully custom whip, baby. Let's go.
Otaku Chronicles out.